Namaste. Hello everyone. Welcome to Shalgulhati, Shiva and Mysticism for another episode of Monday with Mahadev. Today I'm going to share with you a story that I wrote about 15 years back. It was titled The Truth Seeker. And this is about a time, about 200-300 years ago, when modernization as we know it today had not taken place. So we didn't have many cars to choose from. The richest person in a village would own a chariot instead of a bullock cart, or a buggy instead of a bullock cart. There was not much consumerism, and houses looked about the same. The clothes that people wore were about the same. It was a time when people were more relaxed than they are today, because there was not much choice to spend your money on and things like that. And in that time, also, knowing God firsthand, knowing God in person, knowing God as divine consciousness, was considered a good aim in life. A good aim was not just to make a lot of money or to have a lot of power. Now, there was a young boy who had heard of a great master who lived about 200-300 miles away from his village on top of a mountain in the forests. And it was said of this master that he had a kind of secret map, and if he gave you the map, if you became the best student of the year, he would give you that map and you could follow it to a very mysterious cave and have darshan of God, God's great jewel. So this little boy, he decided he wants to know God firsthand, and he bid goodbye to his parents and went to the monastery of this master. Now, when he came in, he found out that there was a tradition. The master used to sit on his chair, which was on a pedestal, and around him were about 8-10 other chairs on which some very senior monks were seated. And the legend was that every year, when one of the senior monks would be given the secret map and he would go and see the precious jewel of God in the cave, the Lal Ratan, the red jewel, he would be asked to sit with the master in the congregation from now on. So amongst the younger monks, it was always a great enthusiasm, a great competition as to who would get the map to go to the secret cave this year. And right from the beginning, the master liked something about this boy. And since he was a new entrant, the others who were there for 2-3 years, trying year after year to get the map, became jealous of the master's affection and proximity for this boy. At the end of the year, when the time came for the master to declare who would get the map this year, the master said, yes, it goes to the new boy. And everybody was up and they were all feeling very bad, and they told the master he's a newcomer and you should not give him the chit, he's not worthy of it, you should not give him the map. But the master said, I have decided, it is he. And so the boy went, he saw the map, he followed the directions, and he went on and on in his trek for the holy cave, the mysterious cave. Usually when the master used to give this map, the monk would be back in about a month's time. But this time, 1 month passed and the boy did not come back. 2 months passed and he did not come back. And then 45 days passed and he did not come back. 60 days passed, he did not come back. And then the other monks started saying that, Master, we told you, you should not have given the chit, the map, to this boy. He does not value it. He has probably just abandoned this trek. The trek is not meant for newcomers. It is meant for old people like us who have labored a lot in the monastery. But the master kept quiet. He was missing that boy and in his heart he knew he will return. Then, after about 3 months, one day, when people had thought that the boy will never return, he returned. He came into the same hall, and everybody looked at him. His hair was long, he had grown a beard, his clothes were tattered, but he had a very peaceful look on his face. And the master asked him. The master used to always ask the monks who used to come back after being given the map. The master used to ask a standard question: "Did you follow the map?" And the monks would say, "Yes, master, we have followed the map." "Did you find the cave?" "Yes, master, we found the cave." "Did you see the Lal Ratan, the red jewel of God?" "Yes, master, we have sighted it." And then the master would say, "Come, guard your secret well, sit with me." This was the standard tradition. Come sit with me in a place of honor and guard your secret. And the secret was supposed to be that we are not supposed to describe the beautiful red jewel of God. So the master asked the boy the same question. "Did you follow the map?" He said, "Yes, master." "Were the directions good?" "Yes, master, but..." The moment he said "but," the congregation got up and said, "See, he's blasphemous. He's doubting your map." The master again said, Hold. "But what, my dear boy?" And the boy said, "Master, at the end, the map was torn, and for the last few miles, there was no map." Said the master, "So what did you do?" He said, "Well, I went on and on looking for the cave, and for almost 2 months I could not find it. I had to sustain myself by eating wild berries in the forest, finding some cave, some other cave to sleep for shelter. And this went on for the 2 months. And one day, master, I found the cave." "Okay then," said the master, "you found it. Did you see the jewel of God?" And the boy said, "Yes, master, I found it. But..." So the master said, "But what?" He says, "But master, it was not red, it was blue." The moment he said this, there was a shocked silence to begin with, and again the congregation got up and said, "He's blasphemous. The jewel is red, how is he calling it blue?" And the master said, "Hold yourselves." And he got up from his chair and went and embraced the young boy, gave him a seat and said, "Sit with me in honor." And now the secret is out. This cave had the blue jewel of God. The Lal Ratan is in another cave. But our masters have given us the map to the cave with the blue Ratan. And then he looked at all the older monks. Guard your secret well to them had meant that the master knew that they never really found the cave. They never really found the jewel. It was this boy who found the cave and found that the jewel was blue and could come back and say so with authority. This is what spirituality is really about. The masters give us maps. They show us directions. They point to the moon, but we have to do the walk for ourselves. And there are lots of decoys in the maps which we are given. There are a lot of things which we have to decipher for ourselves. There are a lot of times when we have to find out for ourselves, is the sighting red or is the sighting blue? What this means is that our guides, our preceptors, our gurus, our rishis and munis can guide us to the trek, but they always keep a little snag just to see whether we are really serious about meeting God, about our honesty, whether we are going to use social norm even for declaring our spiritual prowess. I hope you liked this little video. Come back with me next Monday and I will tell you another story which will elaborate this one from a story of Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya.